Today's NFL Mailbag is powered by Manscaped, and so is my sex life. Head over to manscaped.com/chat and use promo code chat to get 20% off and free shipping on all their incredible men's grooming products. First up from Taylor Holland, before the season starts or anything starts, bold prediction. Next star to be traded this year. I don't think they do it. If a big-time guy gets dealt, I would say Mekhi Becton. The Jets straight up said they were not happy with him last year. They got 2 first-round picks. They could take a tackle at number 4 and end up dumping Becton. That would be a bold prediction, but that's what it is. For my burner account, who is the best, worst Stephen Jones free agent signing? We like our guys. For this year, because worst all time is still Dontari Poe / Nolan Carroll. This year, honestly, might be the Leighton Vander Esch one. 1 year, $2 million. That's pretty good. Worst, probably what you didn't do in the end. From Rich Atwood, Antonio Brown going to the Browns. Then he's calling himself Antonio Cleveland Brown. What do you think about it? That seems very on brand for Mr. Big Chest, Mr. Big Cleveland. And now there's a different connotation there if you want to think about it too hard. I would hate that for the Browns, but it's funny, so I like it. All right, Zolan, what position did the Dolphins draft in the 3rd round? When I do those long mock drafts, I get to the 3rd round, I am guessing more than I guess normally. Like, it's, who knows? Is there a center that they like? Take the center. Linebacker is the route I went. They are outside the top 100. So I think the more likely outcome is they just take the best player on their board and add some depth. Because outside top 100, you're not going to get normally an instant impact guy. From Jameson Fan, will the Steelers trade up for Malik Willis? Good question, my friend. I wouldn't be surprised. I could see Pittsburgh moving up for a QB. They like Willis. They like Pickett. Maybe it's a misdirect, but that was not a well-kept secret or theory, maybe, at the Senior Bowl. So if they want to get Willis, I do think they got to move up. Or Pickett, I think they got to move up. Trubisky is a stopgap option. If Mike Tomlin says, this is my guy, Pittsburgh would be a great fit for any QB, given their general stability year over year. When it comes to my QB1 this year, who do you think will draft Malik Willis? Head down to the comments section and make a prediction. This is the pinned comments on today's video. So, if that ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. From Dat Fat Rat, what pass rusher should the Seahawks sign in free agency? I don't know if they're going to. I kind of think the addition of Uchenna Nwosu was their edge rusher pickup. I think they look towards the draft, and if they don't draft anybody round 1, round 2, then they could revisit the need. But I think draft is the route they look. Jermaine Johnson, Kayvon Thibodeau in round 1, if one of those guys are there. Round 2, and Arla Evakady, maybe Drake Jackson. Could be some guys on day 2 that fit Seattle. Abdullah Khan, do you think the Niners are going to make the playoffs? I believe in Trey Lance. I think on a down NFC, if I had to bet one way or the other, I would probably bet on the Niners making the postseason this year. From Gotar, where does Baker Mayfield end up? I don't know. Seattle? Seattle makes the most sense if he wants to start. The issue Baker and the Browns have run into is nobody wants that contract. No one wants to pay him $18 million when the Browns are not going to pay him $18 million. So teams can either wait or get the Browns to eat some of that money. I would wager that Baker spends the offseason getting healthy, and maybe during the preseason, if there's an injury, they try to Sam Bradford him, just like the Niners might be doing with Jimmy G. With the way the free agency market went, even I think Baker's upgraded over several guys who are starting right now, and the contract, it's an issue for teams. Today's show is powered by Manscaped, and they are at least partially to thank for me having a 4-month-old baby girl. Manscaped.com/chat will get you 20% off and free shipping on all the Manscaped products, including the Performance Package, the most comfortable boxers known to man. the Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker, plus some ball toner, ball conditioner, ball deodorant, because let's be honest, you want to feel and smell nice downstairs when things get hot and heavy. Manscaped.com/chat, promo code chat at checkout. James Heiner, will the Ravens go with either Cross or Penning at 14? Non-zero chance both of those guys are gone. When they signed Morgan Moses, that was the hint to me they're not going tackle because the right tackle need no longer exists. Now, if they don't trust Ronnie Stanley to be healthy ever again, then maybe. I think that defensive line or center could be, or even corner, or edge could be a better play for the Ravens in round 1. From Matthew, this is Canadian currency. #NFL, who should the Bears go after the Bates fail? My boy Harrison Graham broke that down for you earlier, Matthew, on our Bears channel. Eric Flowers, Ode Ibushi. It's not a great grouping of guards. Reach for someone in round 2 like a Cole Strange. I don't love it. The Bates, not getting Bates hurts Chicago, to be honest. That one's going to sting. Now, for nonstop coverage on the NFL, all offseason and in-season as well, hit that big red button and subscribe. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. Mark throwing shade at Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. They think this is the best way to run a franchise. You and I disagree pretty heavily. For Miles, the Chiefs try a few free agent wide receivers. I mean, Marquez Valdes-Scantling was their big pickup, kind of a one-year deal they can get out of it after that first year, though. I think they're going to look for the draft. If they don't take 1 or 2 draft picks at receiver, I think they will then revisit the free agent market. They've got MVS and Juju. That's 2 guys already, plus Mecole Hardman. So I think draft, and then we'll wait and see. Junior Estrada, should the Patriots sign A.J. Green in free agency? Sure. I don't think Green's got that much left in the tank, but sure. That could be someone they go out and try to pursue and or add. From JG, what free agent is a sleeper and will have the best year? Kind of thought Ryan Bates was going to be that guy for Chicago. How about Kaiser White in Philadelphia? 1 year, $5 million? I thought that was a steal. J.C. Jackson was a big-time name, so I'm not going to throw that one in there. Kind of like Kaiser White one the most. Cheaper guys, check in like 2 weeks, because there will be more guys that sign below market and things that end up having success. Andrew Mormon, more likely, Eagles trade for a wide receiver like DK, or they trade up for Sauce or Hamilton. I mean, neither, of course, but I think trade up in round 1 for a more splashy impact player, whether it's corner or safety, probably corner over safety. I don't think that DK ends up getting dealt this year. Be done by Seattle. Grant Henry, tell me why the Broncos can win the AFC West, because all last season, we hyped them as they are a quarterback away. And then they got better and got their quarterback. So all of those things make me go, they can win the AFC West as loaded as it is. There is no better team or division in football than the AFC West. So let me know in the comments, what team out of these 4 do you think is going to end up finishing 4th? Type DEN for those Denver Broncos, LAC for the Los Angeles Chargers, LV for the Las Vegas Raiders, or KC for the Kansas City Chiefs. $5 from Donnell. Dallas has a lot of 5th-round picks. What are your thoughts on what they should do with so many late rounders? Trade one for a future pick or move up? That'd be one option. I wouldn't be shocked if they took a kicker late in the 5th round. It would break my heart, but it is what it is. It's fine. And then add talent. Take the best player on your board and get to the 5th round. They're not all going to hit. If you can have 1 or 2 5th-rounders, pretty good, though. Patrick Hoffman, who are the favorites for Bobby Wagner? I think this is last year. I think he's got more left in the tank. I think he can play another 2 or 3 years, if not more, at a decently high level. I think it's in no particular order. Ravens and Rams have been the 2 most linked. hey, maybe a different team pops in there. But Wagner's his own agent, so the noise is very quiet around him because of that. Evan Hinders, if Mitch Trubisky has a 4,000-yard pass season, 31 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, would the Steelers re-sign him long-term? I think, yeah. If he plays that well, it would be his best year in the NFL by a pretty wide margin. So, yes, I do think Pittsburgh would re-sign him at that point. The past master, Tom. Do my Vikings go corner in round 1, or do they go offensive line? All things that is the only needs they've got left. That still need help. Thank you, Chat Sports. I think safety could still be an option, but then I've got guard. It depends on how you feel about Wyatt Davis. If you're out on Wyatt Davis, maybe Zion Johnson fits that scheme. I think corner, though. Frankly, I think Minnesota should spend their first 2 picks on a corner. Like, they should take Derek Stingley, Roger McCreary, round 1, round 2. Starting outside, starting nickel. With Cameron Dantzler and probably a veteran on that team, I fixed cornerback room just like that. From Nicole, David Ojabo, round to the Jets, worth it. I think they got 2 second-rounders if I remember. I'll double-check that, but I'm pretty sure they do. Maybe. I think you've got the right range for Ojabo. He's going to need, they do 2 second-rounders, 35, 38. That's a bit on the early end of where I think Ojabo goes. I'm thinking roughly pick 40, pick 75. That's just a rough range, not for the teams drafting there, but around where I think he ends up going. You're almost burning 2 years of him, though. Because he's gonna need this year to recover. He's not playing this year. If he does, it's very late in the season. Like, it's going to be a redshirt developmental year for him. Sorry. And his next year healthy, got to get better as a run stopper. So round 2, round pick 50, yes, I think it's worth it, though, at that point, because the pass rush upside is immense. From all the drafts, who will draft my guy, Treylon Burks? It's a great question. I mean, he's going round 1. He did not test the way that we were led to believe he would test, but he's not a bad athlete. He's still an above average to really good athlete, so that's great. There are plenty of teams, mid to late round 1, they need a receiver, including but not limited to Chiefs and Packers. Both have 2 first-round picks. The Saints at 18. There's your new big slot. Patriots, same role. Tennessee, A.J. Brown, Treylon Burks, and Robert Woods. That's a fun wide receiver core, man. So who do you think will end up drafting Treylon Burks? Sound off for me right now in the comment section. Who do you think takes Burks in round 1?